Yeah, we all good in our little makeshift studio pod here. Yeah?
Yeah, I'll just be up and about a little bit, just checking all the little bits are all recording as they should be.
Yeah. You look like a sort of cool, DJ DK Klein.
I've never felt less cool.
I didn't think today I'd started so angry about Matt Hancock. I thought those days were in the past, but that video you've just showed me, Lincoln, that's on GMB this morning.
Yeah.
There is something about that man. I can't tell you, DK. He makes me so fucking angry, right? Kate Garraway is sat there saying to him, and she's shown no bitterness about her situation with Derek, who's the worst, the worst living person affected by COVID.
He doesn't even react when she says about not.
No, he has a completely blank stare while she says to him, but please just explain your reasons behind going into the jungle. You must understand you were there because you were the health secretary. That's what's elevated you to a well-known status. And it was a time when I couldn't even visit Derek, the children couldn't visit their father, and thousands and millions of people could not, whether they were in hospital or not, visit their partners. Just tell me why, at a fee of £500,000, which is a lot of money, you've given hardly, she didn't say this, but he was going to give, we were under the assumption he was going to give a lot of it to charity. He's given a tiny percentage to charity. Just please explain why you did it, and if you can understand people are angry. And his response is, "Oh, right, so that's what you're asking," and then goes on to completely avoid anything. The guy is a narcissist, and you can see it in his eyes. He cares about nobody or nothing but himself.
Yeah, he doesn't, as I say, he doesn't react to when Kate says about her family.
He doesn't.
What they went through.
He doesn't react.
What she went through, what she's going through.
He doesn't understand. He does not understand. So I've just had to put a tweet out, and I've just said, because you know me, I try not to do it, but I just get Twitterettes.
Yeah, but aren't they all like that? Like, aren't they all?
They're all corrupt, and
so
But anyway, the point being is that I've just put a tweet out just to say, shame on you to everybody who supported him on his jungle escapade. Shame on you. That's what I think. Anyway, means nothing to them. People will say, but he got 11 stars, and they are happy with that. But
so are politicians now celebrities? Is that how it works now?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So that's how it works, yeah?
They're basically rinsing us for every single penny we've got. Every single which way but loose, we're being shafted to pay for the COVID days. And yet they're all corrupt, in my opinion. I absolutely can hate this government. Anyway, this is not going to be a ranty political, political thing on behalf of the Conservative Party or against
that news night, but in the afternoon.
Yeah, I know. It's not. Yeah. It's just because you showed me that clip just there. It just made me so angry. Anyway, how are you, DK?
I'm well, actually. We are all well at home. I did heavily twinge my back on Saturday morning at the gym.
Oh, did you?
Which I thought was going to be me having an episode of a week or two not being able to do anything. Thankfully, it's abated much faster than I thought, but that's been heavily weighing on my mind. But Lincoln and I have been very, very busy in the studio getting ready for all sorts of stuff.
Well,
maybe it was that heavy lifting. Maybe it was all that did my back, actually.
Well, probably. How's Mel? How's the pregnancy?
Yeah, she's doing well, actually.
How long has she got now?
4 months.
4 months to 4.
Yeah.
So and how long have we got, Grandad? We've got
a month.
Is it March?
No,
end of March,
2 months.
It is the end of March.
22nd of March.
Yeah.
It's 22 days. Yeah. 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks. We're going to be grandparents.
6 weeks.
No, 6 weeks.
We're at the beginning of February.
Oh, I'm thinking February the 22nd. Yeah, sorry, I'm bringing it.
Months. Yeah, just under 2 months.
Yeah,
too excited.
But I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited. I mean, a lot of that is fueling my need to, try to keep healthy and want to sort of maintain some fitness or get some fitness or even just start.
Well, you've definitely lost weight.
What is it though with January? It's what I was thinking this at the gym last night. What is it with January, right? What is it with January where you feel this? You're compelled to go to the gym?
Well, because it's New Year.
Well, no, why though?
I couldn't
New
get
Year,
in the
New
gym.
You, all this. I don't get it. Why is it just January?
Well, that's when the gyms make all their money, isn't
it? Because tomorrow's February, and I'm not even in the mood to continue.
I know, but you have been good. You you got COVID, didn't you? So you lost some weight in COVID. When I got COVID,
I went on the COVID diet.
You went on the COVID diet. When I got COVID, I got the pasta and baguette variant of COVID and just ate
excellent.
my way through it. But you actually lost weight. But then it gave you a little impetus, didn't it, to carry on? Last night, we were both.
We were literally at a crossroads, weren't we? We're sitting
metaphorically
there,
and literally.
Metaphorically
and literally at a T junction.
In the car at a T junction. We could go right to go home, probably get fish and chips, and then just watch whatever we can, because obviously we can't watch any more of Happy Valley at the moment. Or we go left and we go to the gym for an hour. What did we do, DK? What do you think we did?
Always left.
We did go left.
Go left.
It would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it was
first class gym.
We were both really up a height. You know, the minutiae of life that we've talked about before is sometimes with big things I can deal really quite calmly and well with, like health situations we've had in the past with either ourselves or with our children or with Lincoln's mom. Lincoln goes into a bit of a Townley health crisis panic, and I take over.
I don't agree.
It's true. Make the appointments and take over. Anything to do with money, tax, anything like that. My therapist gave me a word today, which is like the numbers. I can't remember. I'm going to get the book in a minute. She was really, really. Dyscalculia.
Dyscalculus, yeah.
Dyscalculia.
Okay.
Dyscalculia. Anyway, I've got that. I know I have. I'm having it.
Got it. If it's out there,
I'm having the list.
I'm having it. I'm adding it to the list. And no, so basically, there's just a lot of.
Just describe it. What is dyscalculus? Because Mel's mentioned it to me before, and I can never remember. I always think it's like dyslexia for numbers, but it's not, is it?
No, my lovely new therapist, and it's only my second session with her. She said, "Look, I don't diagnose, but why don't you look into that a bit more? Because it sounds to me like that's what you might have." She said, "I have it." It's like, it's so difficult. Well, it's actually not difficult to explain. It's anything to do with money, tax, whether I know I've got plenty money. Well, you've never got plenty, but you know what I mean? Whether I'm okay or whether I've got none. It's not a fear of, like when I was a drama student and we used to, cash points were quite new, but you literally used to put your cash point in and not look and just hope some money came out and then run away because you realized you had some money in your account. It's almost like a grown-up equivalent of that, of not wanting to face or have anything to do with money or sums or tax. So whereas I can deal with the bigger things in life quite calmly and rationally, to do with this, which is just something boringly ongoing at the moment, I go into a panic. I can't sleep. When I say I've got anxiety, I haven't got anxiety like the olden days, but I'm tense, I'm stressed. And we were both, for various reasons last night, weren't we? We were both feeling like that. And that's when the temptation is to just go, what will make us immediately feel better? Chips and pie. And when I do my Lighter Live talks, which in fact I did today earlier on a live, that's what I say. Those things are meant for when you make informed decisions. So we sat at a T-junction and did left or right.
We went to the
gym.
And
left one.
Yeah, we went to the gym.
You didn't do a coin flip?
No, we
didn't.
We decided we've got to, we've got to dig deep, get the power, go to the gym. We went to the gym. And we thought, we can then go and get ourselves something to eat afterwards.
Great cafe
but we
at the
were
gym.
around about 9 o'clock. We're about 9 o'clock-ish. What is it, about 9-ish by then?
Yeah.
And I come back and I made us both some scrambled egg, right? So I just thought, hey, that's good enough.
Scrambled egg on a little muffin.
But there was something else waiting for me in just over on by the refrigerator, and it was one of Denise's ginger shots, she calls them.
Right,
ginger
so DK,
shots,
no,
right?
so
ginger
listen,
shots.
no,
Please,
just a minute.
Explain.
No,
No,
I have
please.
to tell DK about let me just tell him about the ginger shots.
No.
Well, obviously you could buy ginger shots, and we do sometimes from the gym.
No one could buy this ginger shot.
But coming back from the juice retreat, I've bought a juicer, right? I'd never used it before till yesterday, but I thought I'm going to make some fresh. I'm going to learn how to use it. It's hardly rocket science, but for me it is. So I learned how to use it. And I made and got great pleasure out of making an apple and ginger juice.
Very nice.
Just apple and
Classic.
ginger. classic, just apple and ginger. It was delicious. Did I put a lot of ginger in? Yeah, I love ginger. But I didn't know about the time you should have it. So
listen, Ginger Rogers was in that glass, mate. Believe me, there was more root ginger than the root ginger in China.
Take your eyebrows off.
Literally, and because I thought to myself, oh, it can't be too bad. I'll have a bit of ginger because you can have like a ginger tea.
Try my lovely
ginger tea at night, settle your stomach, mate. Seriously, I can
tell from your voice now.
Well, I'm telling you, I had a glass full. I reckon you gave me a half a pint glass of ginger.
Absolutely.
And you went, look at that. Oh, doesn't it catch the back of your throat? I gargled it down, literally, and I thought, wow, that's heavy. And I'm sitting there and it's going like, I can feel it. And I thought,
because you went straight to bed then,
I'm really tired. I'm going to go to bed. Because I thought, Den was saying to me earlier, in the week, if you feel tired, just go to bed. You know,
because
because we've been watching Happy Valley and catching up with all that. So we've been going through and through and through. I said, no, actually, I've just done this humongous barrel of ginger. I'm going to go to bed. So I went to bed, and within 1 hour, I woke up like I was having a heart attack. Right? Honestly, I'm not kidding.
I'd gone in the spare room because I thought I'll give him a night off of snoring. So he's gone to bed early. Good on you. I'll just go in the spare room and give him this night. So I was oblivious to this. So go on.
So I literally woke up sweating, right? With the worst heartburn I've ever had in my entire life. All I could taste was like ginger snaps in my mouth, right? I was literally completely threw me. It really did. And I take as well medication for blood pressure, as you can probably tell in my voice right now. Because my blood pressure goes high, I take that to Ramipril, right, to reduce it. So then I look the following morning after going through literally a night of my eyes wide open, feeling like crap, diarrhea, the whole lot I had. Seriously, it was mental, absolutely mental. And I read and it said, yeah, few problems you can get if you do the ginger at night.
Hi guys, hello from Indonesia.
Oh, crikey, we're live.
You've come in just as we're talking about Lincoln's diarrhea.
Indonesia.
So we do. Why don't you grow your hair? Why don't you mind your own business? Retired 22-6. You're in love with my son. I get it. Saw you in Brighton. I love your son. I love my son. And thank you for saying I have a lovely kitchen. Anyway, nails match the backdrop. So, Lincoln, I went, darling, please try this lovely ginger shot.
I didn't know. It was a ginger glass.
Well, it was a ginger shot. It was a bit bigger. Hi, Philip. I said, I didn't know that you weren't supposed to drink ginger at night. Anyway, you've come in just as Lincoln was. Tell them how I nearly killed you, darling. There you go. Tell your viewers.
You're supposed to do a ginger shot, and I had a ginger half pint glass. I drank it. Unfortunately, went to bed and then couldn't sleep for the rest of the night. Because spent most of the time in the toilet.
Yeah, because you'd made us some lovely eggs on muffins.
You tried to kill me.
And then when exaggerating, DK, when we read this morning about ginger, it does actually say excess ginger at night can cause heart palpitations. Hi, Glenn Corned. Oh my God, there's so many of my friends on here as well. I don't need the boys. I'll just sit and talk to my friends. And anyway, so they're shouting to you, higher Lincoln. Talking about the kitchen, right, let me just show you. It's a bit of a tip because we're doing makeshift studio in here. Because we want
the furniture store.
Blame me.
Yeah, we didn't want to do posh have to be in a studio all the time. We just wanted to be organic, death by juice. So this kitchen, Lincoln and I, let me just have a look. Considering that Lincoln's an artist, we'd sort of been here for about 8 years and we'd never really done much to the house. So in the first lockdown, we decided that the world was grey, our palace were grey, everything was. We were fed up with a grey and beige world. So we wanted to ramp it up a little bit. So many drawers, love it, have we? Yeah, they're all full of absolute rubbish. So basically, we decided to put some colour into our house and we just went crazy. Can I show them? No.
They can see
they can see around here. Next time I'll show you some of the wallpaper and everything. When a guy came to fix our oven, he looked around the house and he said, if I had seen not a spreadsheet, what do you call it? A mood board of your house, I would have said, are you off your fucking heads? He said, but funnily enough, altogether, it works. and we love it. We decided today that while we were doing the podcast, DK said, look, we want to get your followers to go over to the podcast so you can hear me whittering on a more regular, lengthy basis. Sometimes about absolutely nothing, because unlike some podcasts that we do, we're not really going down the celebrity interview route. We will sometimes do celebrity chats because some of my friends are celebrities. But sometimes I'll just talk to friends. Sometimes it'll just be me. Sometimes it'll be me and the boys. So get Matty on the podcast. Well, I'll try. Hi, Sally Ann Farrell. Hi, Michelle. You're so cool and amazing. Yeah. Oh, thank you very, very much. There's a lot of Matty fans on here, and I get that, and you're welcome. And I do sometimes talk about Matty things on the podcast. So get yourself, well, obviously I do because he's my son, as is Louis.
You got his birth story out this week, haven't you?
That's right. So this week I'm talking about when I gave birth to Matty, because his 42-hour labour, thank you very much, unfortunately didn't end well for me. It did, in that I have a beautiful son who I love dearly. But the reason I have 12 years between my kids is because I was so poorly, as in hospitalised poorly with severe postnatal depression. Many people know that, but a lot of younger people don't know my story. And there's been a case this week in America of a lady who is sadly going through a postnatal psychosis, or postpartum psychosis, they call it in America, has taken the life of her 3 children. And I don't really talk about that story, but it's brought to light postpartum puerperal psychosis and the seriousness of it. So if you're interested in that or anything to do with mental health, head over to the podcast now. I will always be honest about mental health, Tyler, always. Hello from Los Angeles. God, we're so international, guys, aren't we?
Is that our furthest listener away?
I don't know. We've got Philippines. No, Philippines and Indonesia. We're coming to LA end of March, Gary. We're hoping to come for the GLAD Awards. My friend Linda Riley, who is sort of head lesbian of the world, I like to call her, has invited us again for the great big LGBTQ celebration, the GLAD Awards, which is about inclusiveness in movies and the film industry. And it's an absolutely brilliant night. Good morning, Denise. Been able to watch you because I've got a broken thumb. How does that stop you going out? Never
taxi
mind.
driver.
Yeah.
Taxi driver.
But you, Lincoln, have had a poorly thumb, haven't you, this week?
Have you?
Oh, there it is. Sorry, not a thumb. Look, Lincoln's
He's got
finger.
one as well. He's got the same one.
Hang on.
Oh, it's gone now. I've taken mine.
It's gone.
Yeah,
Why have you both got?
He heals quicker than I.
Why have you both got poorly forefingers? What have you been doing?
Chopped your finger off.
He's done a manly thing with a big sharp knife, and I split my nail.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's
dear,
why then.
Poor guys. Anyway, listen, we have to go back to recording our podcast, don't we?
Indeed, we do.
Do you want me to say anything more to the gang
well,
here,
just that
DK?
this episode that's coming right now will be out next Tuesday. So we might include some of this live action.
Yeah, well, live action will be on there.
Yeah. Are we still recording?
We are, yeah.
So that was our sort of little going live.
Yeah.
So I went even livelier and you two went quiet.
We can't say a word when you start. What? It's impossible to get a word in, especially when you're that 1 foot away from the screen doing a live Instagram. We can hardly jump in, can we?
It's like Lincoln and I just melted away.
Yeah, we were having a break.
Denise and the world.
We were having a quick break.
But Lincoln, that's exactly what you do.
What?
When it's a day out with the Townleys.
No.
Darling, that is what you do.
I have no choice. I can't. If I talk, then I'm interrupting you because you don't stop.
I know, darling, but the fact is, when we're doing the podcast, you're not short of a word or two, and as soon as I go, live with the boys, then you both leave it all to me. Yeah. I mean, I was very happy to have it.
Tumbleweed in our end, but
don't worry, Denise. Lincoln gets his turn to talk when he comes and visits me.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, that's offload at the studio. That's where it goes. I'll comment on what you say, obviously, but I only jump in when I need to.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
jump in with this. Right. So I was in a supermarket, I think it was Morrison's, and they were cooking they were cooking this French brand of vegan bacon.
Why was that happening in a supermarket?
Well, because the
launching
person's there with
it.
a little
getting
microphone.
people to get round.
They've got a little microphone on, and they're going, "Hey guys," and all that sort of thing.
Proper old school, that, isn't it?
And and he was cooking. I mean, not like Keith Floyd or anything, but this is like the most random person. And do you know what it is?
Keith Floyd. That's showing.
It was a show of different foods, which didn't resemble the food they were supposed to resemble at all. Like this bacon, right? This bacon looked like. Do you remember Frazzles? Remember those? Remember those?
I love Frazzles. Was it vegan bacon?
It was vegan bacon. It was like white with red strips in the middle.
Yeah,
and the guy was going, like cracking one off in his mouth. And
cracking one off.
Yeah, going, that's great. Listen, look at all the flavour. I've done some of those earlier, and there was a few people milling around, but I knew they were vegan.
I know, darling, but the thing is,
I knew the people that were there were vegan. I'm sorry, I'm only saying that. I'm saying that in a way where.
Well, that's very veganist.
Well, what do you mean? Why say that?
Well, it just is.
Why would you want? Why is it you would want to put something in your mouth that resembles a bacon that comes from a pig? Why wouldn't you just have I don't know, some sort of sliced carrot or something?
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on.
Why would you have bacon?
Separating ethics from taste.
Yeah. What I'm saying to you is this. Why, therefore, do we like to drink non-alcoholic beer? Why do we want something that tastes and looks like beer, but is not beer?
Well, hang on a second, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that agree with me here. Now, if you look at Caliber back in the 90s, right? Dreadful. It was like some sort of medication.
I'm sure Caliber's really great nowadays, and we would like a sponsor. Carry on.
Yeah, okay. So when you move forward into today's world of non-alcoholic drinks, whether it's gins or any of these sort of things, and we go back to like the beers that we like and the lagers, they're incredible. The technology behind those makes most of them taste like a normal beer, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is...
Lucky Saint.
No,
Lucky
I get
Saint,
you.
Incredible.
I get you.
Right? But that bacon, that vegan bacon, does not taste like bacon.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, I tasted it.
No, you didn't.
No, I did taste it. No, I did taste it.
Are you sure you did?
Yes, I did taste it.
I mean, listen.
Well, give us the report then. What did it taste like?
It didn't taste like bacon. It tastes like a chewy bit of cardboard.
Well, the thing is, some vegan friends of mine...
I've got to say the other thing as well. Please, can I just say this? He had fake egg in a tube, right? And he said, "Oh, in a tube." And he said, "Oh, you can do an omelette with this." And he got this bit of, it looked like a yellow piece of paper inside the frying pan. And then he went, "Or you can really mix it up and just pour it in and do your scrambled," because he can't say scrambled eggs because it's not scrambled eggs. It's scrambled yellow paper. It would look like an egg. Something. I don't know what it was, but literally it was the worst bacon and eggs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but the thing is, did you ask a vegan person that you said you could spot a mile off? Did you ask them what they thought of the vegan bacon and egg?
Oh yeah, they were like,
well, there you go.
Finesse, beautiful.
Well, there you go.
Love it.
No, but the point I'm making is this. I to be honest, in my experience of vegan bacon, and I wouldn't even try the egg, it's not for me. But that's why I'd be a terrible vegan, because I would just think, I'll just have bread and butter. You can't even have butter, can you? I don't know a terrible vegan. I'd just be awful. Bad vegan, that's a documentary, isn't it? For different reasons. But the whole thing about some people don't understand why we want something that tastes like beer when we don't drink beer anymore. Why don't we just drink fizzy water or pop?
Well, because I used to like beer, and I'd like a beer if it hasn't got any alcohol in it. It tastes like beer. It's nice. It's got, because it's a feeling, isn't it, off of a beer, but it's not the alcoholic feeling. So you drink it, you don't change. My personality doesn't change. I don't change.
No.
But I drink it. I enjoy the taste. That bacon and that egg was terrifying. I wouldn't go anywhere near it. And there's other products as well out there. I do not understand it. They've got a long way to
sausage.
go. They've got a long way to vegan sausage.
But you never eat the vegan sausage. Leave the poor vegans to have their vegan sausage, and you crack on with your walls.
I don't know.
I think it was Greg's best-selling product in winter.
No, I listen. I don't. I get
Greg
it.
sent Matty. Greg sent Matty and the band 1,000 sausage rolls the other day. 1,000 sausage rolls they sent them. They gave them a big thank you on the stage at Liverpool, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he give them out to the audience?
Yeah, not vegan.
No, he did.
What's he done with 1,000 sausage rolls?
Well, there's about 90 on the crew. So how many would that be, maths-wise?
Bloody hell, 1,000.
Yeah.
He said 1,000, didn't he? Mind,
sausage roll overload.
He's my son, so that might be an exaggeration. But if there was 90 people on the crew,
yeah, that's right. That's only 10 each.
I could do 10 each.
I could do
Only 10
mate, you could do
each.
10 in a sitting. This is DK talking
God,
about
you could,
food.
DK.
Not made of dairy milk.
You could do 10 in a sitting, though, couldn't you?
Right,
if they were like a mini sausage roll.
I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you how DK looks at chocolate. We were sitting there the other day and we'd had something to eat. And then he goes to me, fancy a line? Fancy a line? I went, what?
Of chocolate?
Yeah. And he's got a great big bar, family size.
I haven't
Obviously,
got it
he eats
anymore.
himself. No family involved. He eats a lot. But he calls, go, yeah, you fancy a line? Gives me, knocks off a line off the thing. There, we're off.
He said yes without much hesitation.
I didn't even hesitate. I just said, yeah, give us a line. So we had it, and we were channeling the sugar was helping us channel new ideas for marketing and selling art.
Oh my God, of course it was.
Fueled
Is that your
by
excuse?
dairy milk. Fueled by dairy milk, non-vegan.
How many more products can we get into this podcast?
Yes. It's like
On a
the
day.
product. This is the product placement episode.
We've been enjoying, haven't we, coming in and making something nice to eat, because we have been good recently and watching Happy
Tell me
Valley.
about your cooking, Lincoln.
Yeah,
We were the only people.
How is Lincoln's cooking?
Oh, Lincoln is a good cook.
Is he?
Lincoln,
He says he is, but
no, Lincoln is a good cook.
I am
And
excellent.
well,
I'm an excellent cook.
No, you are.
One of the best.
You are a good, very
Magnificent.
self-deprecating as well. Very, very. You are a good cook.
Yeah.
The only problem is,
Oh, here we go.
no.
Yeah, I know it's going to be the clearing up.
Yeah.
Literally, I can make a great meal, but
Yeah.
the actual kitchen looks like we've had a bulldozer.
So
don't
right.
sometimes-
tidy as you go. No.
So
No.
but sometimes, DK, that does make you almost don't want the food because the enjoyment is taken away by what you are going to witness when you come back into the kitchen.
Great
That is
chefs.
a problem.
Hold on a minute. Great chefs never clear up after.
Because
Mate,
they
you
have
said that
people that they pay to clear up after them.
You said that broth took you 2 hours to make.
Yes,
That's
it was.
plenty of
It's not
time to
broth,
do the
it's
washing
like,
up.
It was like a very delicious casserole with, and
Lincoln,
it had
how long did you say it
had-
took?
2 hours. It took to cook. Well,
Oh,
we cooked. I
to
cooked
cook it, yeah.
I cook it slowly because
That's a lot of time to do the washing up in between.
No, I know, but I sort of go into a zone. I
Just
like
sitting there
meditate
watching
over
it.
I've got to stir it, make sure it doesn't stick. I
but
get involved with the pot.
I know, Lincoln, but the point is that
Me and the pot become one.
no,
I
I
can't
know.
move away to the sink.
I know, but the point is that you've got your kitchen, you've got your surfaces. What you do is, it's a bit like with your clothes. We've talked about the piles of clothes. They stay where they drop. And
You know where I've been anyway.
And this is the thing with the kitchen is, it's not just the putting the pots in the dishwasher, because Lincoln hasn't always failed to realise where that is placed in the kitchen. But
We've got a dishwasher in here somewhere, haven't we?
It's the stuff all over the stove, the dribbling down the cabinets.
He's a dribbler.
That's part of the atmosphere.
No, darling, it's not. The stew is lovely, but you have got to learn to just do a little bit about clearing up as you go along.
It's not what I do.
Have you seen his studio? I was thinking about this.
It's like Francis Bacon's studio.
Well, that's the same way he paints, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I was thinking this because my office is not tidy. It's not quite on Lincoln's level, but it's not tidy. And I was thinking to myself, because every time I had someone surprise me with a meeting the other day, I said, "Oh, I didn't know you were coming. I thought you were coming in half an hour. I wanted to tidy up." And I thought to myself today, why is it never tidy? Why can I never tidy? And that got me thinking about Lincoln's studio as well. Is it just to be creative and to be a creative person, you've got to live in that kind of that mess?
Yeah, I think it helps. I wouldn't be able to have clean, tidy,
surfaces. No, we
it
went to
wouldn't
one
work.
artist studio and it was amazing and tranquil. But to me, I just thought, this is not like an artist studio.
You've got to remember, my brain is create and sell. I ain't got no time for clearing up any shit. No way. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, but you don't have to use that for cooking and clothes as well.
I cook 5 Michelin star meals.
No,
I place them on your lap when you're watching Happy Valley, and I never come back to the kitchen.
Right.
That's what I do. I deliver the goods.
Mic drop.
So Happy Valley. So we
Oh God. Don't spoil it.
no,
Oh,
well,
no,
I can't
no spoilers,
now.
no
I can't
spoilers.
now. We're up to the where
No, but
everybody else
DK
Spoil
is.
it for me.
He's only on
Oh, where are you
episode
up
3.
to?
Episode 3. End of
Series
it.
1.
Series-
He's an amateur.
What do you amateur? This
he's
is
an
where
amateur.
you were last week.
Well, I don't
Did
know.
you tell DK about it?
No.
He's not spoiled it for me.
No, but did he tell you to watch it?
He told me you did a binge. No, Mel and I started watching it the day before you started watching it.
Because everyone was talking about Happy Valley. Obviously, I've known it's been on for years. I know Sarah Lancashire a bit, But we've said before again, we are true crime aficionados. We like to think we are. So, well, we still are mainly. So sometimes when I'm watching a drama, it spoils it for me because something will happen and I go, oh God. And then I think, oh, they're just acting. It didn't really happen. They've got a script and they know what's going to happen. And it annoyingly takes me out of the zone. So that's why I always prefer the true crime thing. But anyway, we were talking about it and I kept seeing all this stuff about Happy Valley. And I said to Lincoln, look, let's give it a try because everybody's talking about it and saying it's the best thing ever. But we always know, we always say within half an episode, don't we? But we knew we had to start at episode 1 like you've done. And so we couldn't wait to get home, could we?
I think we spent about like 4 days literally constantly watching it, making a mess in the kitchen.
But I went on Twitter one night for no other reason. And of course, we were only on episode 1 by then. And certain information that I didn't want to see about series 3 popped up. And I went, oh, And he was absolutely fuming. I hadn't actually given anything away, but there was just an indication of a true storyline that he was absolutely... No, I didn't.
You did.
But the point being is that obviously, I'm glad you said that because we won't. But Sarah Lancashire is... absolutely fucking brilliant in that series.
I mean, did she win a BAFTA for that or something? I mean,
mate, you're only on episode 3 of series 1.
I'm already blown away.
Incredible.
She really, really is incredible. And do you know what I wonder as well? Sarah in real life, and she's talked about it herself, suffers from clinical depression. And it was actually through Sarah Lancashire that I found the hormone doctor that started to help me on my road to semi-recovery, because Sarah and I have a mutual best friend. So we only are acquaintances, but we have a mutual, very close friend. And it was him years ago when I was in a very, very bad way, said Sarah has found help with this particular Professor John Studd in Wimpole Street, who I mentioned in last week's podcast. And so Sarah knows what proper depression is because she's had it. And I was always fascinated by her story because I'd never heard anybody explain depression as I suffer from it. But I can see the performance, whether she'd had depression or not. She's a brilliant actress. But I can see that she draws on it for what she portrays in that show. I kept saying to you, I can see that she knows. I can see that she knows what that feeling is like. And it's not all the time, because she couldn't do what she did if she was always, if a character was always in a clinical depression. But when she had the sort of breakdown and everything, it was absolutely compelling.
I've watched every cop show, more or less, and she has definitely portrayed the best. Sarah's portrayed the best cop I've ever seen on television.
How quickly were you hooked?
Absolutely.
When you watched episode 1?
Episode 1, we were off. That was it. Ended episode 1, wallop. And they're all good. They're all great in it. But it's a very, very hard thing. This is my opinion. I think it's hard for a woman to portray that hard.
And still be likable.
To deliver hard but be loved. Yeah. It's very hard. There is a real fine line between it, and I think it's amazing. Really do love it.
And now we're just completely at a loss because there's so many other drama series that people have said you've got to watch. We've got a couple of close mates, who they always go, you've got to watch this, you've got to watch that. We get halfway through the first episode and we go, absolutely no way, don't we? So we've got to we're very much lacking in crime still at the moment.
Yeah.
Have you watched that? What was that other? I mean, the BBC smashed it out of the park with that Happy Valley. I don't know who really produced it, but
Sally Wainwright wrote it and created it. Sally Wainwright, who did At Home with the Braithwaites, a series that I never watched actually, and I noticed that Sally's directed some of this series. And I'll tell you who else as well. There isn't a weak link in it, but James Norton, what a fucking amazing baddie as Tommy Lee Royce.
Yeah, great.
That's what spiraled him to major
stardom. No spoilers.
No, I'm not going to tell you. Just I'm saying what spiraled him as an actor to the big league, because he's been considered for Bond as well now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he
is
plays
menacing, isn't he?
He plays an incredible baddie, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's great.
It's really powerful. The whole thing is, and Siobhan Finneran, Con O'Neill, all people that I know over the years, and so.
Oh yeah, they're all good. They all
absolutely brilliant.
I'm trying to remember the other BBC drama that I would highly recommend to you, but it wasn't a drama; it was a real life retelling.
Oh, the one that was in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't get into
We
that.
didn't like it. We couldn't work it out. The serial killer who was in India.
Yeah.
We didn't get into it. You know why?
How many did you watch?
Because it was too much like true crime.
Well, it was true crime.
I know.
It was a dramatic retelling.
It was
neither now nor summit.
So for us, that's a bit like reconstruction. That's a bit like reconstruction. We're not into that.
Oh, but it was...
People did love it though, Lincoln.
God,
we maybe need to revisit that. He's been caught, hasn't he, the guy now?
Yes.
No, he's just been released.
No, he's just been released.
He's been in jail for the last 40 years or something, 30 years. He's just been released.
Yeah, he's going to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to remember the name of that show.
Diary of it. Was it Diary? No, the serpent.
The serpent.
Thank you very much.
The serpent. That's what it was.
Serpent.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the soundtrack for that is insane.
Is it?
Right. I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, we'll give it another go and then we'll readdress it.
Because we really need
There's more energy now because he's just been released. It's more menacing.
I know what as well. Now, again, it's got a bit of a comedy leaning, but they are getting the most incredible stars in it. And it is huge. Only Murders in the Building. Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, Meryl Streep is now in it.
Right.
And not Al Pacino, maybe Al Pacino. Proper big movers and shakers are in it.
What's the format?
It's called Only Murders in the Building, and it is a group of true crime aficionados solving crimes because there's all these murders in this building. And
there should be one in the UK.
It's absolutely huge, and now it's getting people like Meryl Streep to be in it, so it's obviously good. I love Meryl Streep, and the other thing that we didn't fancy, but I'd always wondered why it was such a success. So I started watching it on my own. I've only seen one because a girl that I adore, an actress I adore, and I know from years ago she's lovely, called Hannah Waddingham, is in it, and she's just won the Emmy for it, is Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, I've heard
with
that's
Jason
very good.
Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Is Ted Lasso. And I know it's because it's got a football theme that you and I would not have wanted it, but it's not about
loose. No,
it's not about football.
But any sort of accent of any sort of sport pushes me away immediately.
It's one of the major shows in the States.
Well, I'm going to have to watch it.
It's hugely popular.
Yeah, we've got to start that.
Well, maybe we should go for Only Murders first, and then we'll go for Ted Lasso to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, I think we've really exhausted ourselves. Oh, I'll tell you what I've got to do, Lincoln, as well. These days, DK, us actors have to do self-tapes all the time. It was starting to get more popular before 2020, but obviously when there wasn't.
Is this a fancy word for audition?
Yeah, but it's a self-tape.
You do it yourself.
We used to do auditions.
Or you didn't be in the room.
We used to do auditions, in person. Somebody asked to see you. You went in the room. And that's how we did it. And some people don't like auditions. I used to love auditions because if I was prepared, I used to like auditions because often you got a part because of, you were obviously showed that you were good enough to play it. But if there was maybe you and 4 others, you got it because they liked you the best. And that's been taken away. And now what's happening is, and this is a real bugbear with actors generally, is that nearly everything now is self-tape. You very rarely get to be in the room. And it's very hard to do your personality outside your actual performance. It's hard to give any personality because some people can do a great audition, but be terrible when they get the role and vice versa. And so what happens is that you do a self-tape, and bearing in mind, I've been in this business for about 40 odd years. So you do a self-tape, and sometimes you think, not arrogantly, but you think, wow, you want me to tape for like maybe one scene in something. But if you don't, somebody on the same level in the business with the same experience and the same well-knownness will tape. Because these days, a lot of the people casting you are younger as well. But it's the fact that you often don't hear, and now watching Louis come up, you don't hear a yes or a no. And to me, that is just so disrespectful. If you've put your heart and soul and time into doing a self-tape, which can take several hours sometimes, involving other people and doing all the editing of it and sending it on these different blooming things, and you don't even hear a yes or a no, it's upsetting and it's just a bit disrespectful. So I just appeal to casting directors and directors. I know how busy you are, but it would be so lovely to just hear, not this time. That's all it is. You don't have to do an explanation or anything. It just would be nice to say, not this time, because we're all old and ugly enough to deal with that. And thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm not going to do any. I'm not doing any self tapes with.
Are you not, darling?
With my swimsuit? I wouldn't do it because you can't get the swimsuit across on a self tape. I've got to be in the room.
Have you?
I don't do it unless I'm in the room.
Do you go in the room a lot for auditions?
All the time.
Do you?
In America.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
It's funny, I've never been with you when you've done that.
Nah, it's Hollywood. It's the way I live.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went in the dentist this morning, DK, and this new lady in there, because we got a new dentist who's great, and a new lady, what do you call them, dental assistant was in there. She absolutely loves The Influencer.
Oh,
She
she's
quoted lines from The Influencer.
Oh, yeah.
She said, my favourite was when he was you were abroad somewhere, it was Barbados, and she said he was doing a bit for OnlyFans with his feet. And she said that was my absolute favourite.
Yeah, the fluff pays the rent. See, I even know it.
Rent,
See,
yeah.
I remember it all.
I told her that you were going in a week or so, and she's trying to completely get her dates that she'll be in when The Influencer's there. So you've got a big fan in our dentist. Yeah.
A bit chilly for the old swimsuit.
I was going to say, what are you going to wear for your appointment?
In the dental appointment, but we'll try.
Yeah.
Maybe feather boa.
Well, doesn't matter to you, even if it shrivels, does it? So there you go. Right. I think we're done because I've got to go to London town.
Am I taking you then?
To the station?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a bloody train strike, isn't there, coming up? So I've got to do
Friday.
Change at Stoke-on-Trent.
Wednesday, Friday, yeah.
I hate changing on the train. I know that's such a first world problem, but I just do. I hate getting off and waiting and changing.
Change today?
Yes.
Even though the strike's tomorrow?
Yeah, because they can't get me booked on the trains they wanted me on the direct train.
Oh.
So they've got to book me on the other train, and that one I've got to change at. And it's just really annoying. But anyway, it is what it is. So over and out, guys. Same time, same place.
Yeah, it's same pillows, same cushions with our microphones
I think
resting
these
on.
cushions are the way forward.
Aren't they?
I keep
soft.
I'm thinking I might invent something for this.
Yeah.
Don't say
for the
that,
road.
DK.
No, don't say it on here because everyone will get your idea.
Cut that out.
Cut it out.
So guys, if there's anything that you've ever heard me talking about that you'd like to hear more of, or indeed anything you can suggest that me, DK and Lincoln can bring to the table, contact me on denisewelchpod@gmail.com. And indeed, if you've got any questions, ask away. We'd love to hear from you.